Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, everyone. My name is Ruth. Today we're going to be doing a live on the World's Ascension and Soul update. And let me just get this situated there. There we go. Got to make sure my picture is straight in the back. I'm not sure if it's completely straight, but it will be fine. Let's get started. We're going to be doing something that I'm calling the World Shift Update. And this is going to be an update for the soul ascension, so the collective of souls in humanity, and then also the collective of the world evolution, and the world ascension process. And when I say world, I mean the systems and structures of this world. So I'm going live on YouTube and Facebook, but I have two devices here, so you'll see me going through them both. I am raising money to support my work and to support my trip to the Celtic lands of Scotland, UK, England, in Cornwall, England, in the month of June. If you would like to leave a question with a donation, feel free to do so. And you can put anything concerning spirit guidance for the next 7 days, or world ascension questions, or world evolution, or soul progress, or you can just ask for a spirit message. So I invite the presence of Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel into this room. I ask for Christ consciousness to arise within us. We're going to tap first into the soul collective. The soul collective is the energy of our soul in an evolutionary process. So our higher self is heavily interested in our soul's progress. Are we learning the lessons we're supposed to learn? Are we progressing into spiritual development? Are we growing into the peace and the progress into better souls, better humanity? So we're going to be looking, though, at the individual collective. Spirit, what can you tell us about the collective of souls? Interesting, because the card that fell out was the Lover's card. Look at that. Look at that. The Lover's card. So Spirit's saying something about relationships, especially romantic relationships at this time. Soulmates, twin flames, karmic relationships. Spirit has really put a pressure on us reevaluating our relationships. I'm hearing the words relationship to self, relationship to one another, boundaries. Spirit's putting the pressure. Let's take a look here. What can you tell us about our ascension progress as individual souls and a collective? Okay, interesting. So look, Two of Cups, relationships, soulmates, connections, emotional connections. That's the past energy. The current energy is Cups, Queen of Cups. And aspected by that is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Divine Feminine is making some strides. This is our Divine Inner Feminine. The Divine Feminine is making some strides in our relationships, rising, judgment, a judgment call. I'm hearing the words, we're calling you higher. We're calling you into security. We're calling feminine energy into secure safety. You need to find your place of safety. You need to find your place of peace. I'm hearing from Spirit. Interesting. And this is soon going to come into Divine Masculine energy. Divine Masculine energy. What can you tell me? What is Divine Masculine energy going through here? Okay, King of Swords, authenticity, connecting authentically to their higher nature. This is a step and a level up for Divine Masculine to connect to their higher self, to connect to their intuition, to connect to their inner guidance. I'm hearing the words, it's time for you to connect. It's time for you to stop trusting your logic. It's time. No, with this feminine energy, I'm seeing that the feminine has taken a back step to masculine logic even within us. So the masculine logic has been here, and feminine energy is kind of says, oh, well, if it makes sense to go with the masculine, I will. If I'm getting a actual shift to feminine, I might do some of my feminine intuitional guidance, but only if it matches the masculine logic within me. I'll only operate in my divine feminine energy. I'll go slow with my divine feminine intuitive energy, my guidance, as long as it connects to divine masculine logic, as long as it makes mental sense. And this is something that Spirit is saying the divine feminine within us and in the world as souls is beginning to step up, to rise above some of the limits we have placed on ourselves. And I'm hearing the words we have allowed to be placed upon us. I've been learning a lot about divine feminine energy from the perspective of divine feminine. Some people call it divine feminine Holy Spirit, divine feminine Sophia Christ consciousness, or even divine feminine within the collective, in the goddesses, the goddess energy. And we're living in a patriarchal age, and we've been in a patriarchal age where divine masculine was actually given the actual predominant energy over our age. And the age before us, according to esotericism, the age before us, it was predominant feminine energy. And now in this age, it's been, and we have allowed it as human souls to be predominant masculine energy. But with the age of Aquarius, there's a balancing out. And in order for divine feminine and divine masculine to balance out, what I'm seeing here in the cards is the divine feminine needs to rise just a little bit higher. We need to be able to stop taking a back seat to if it makes masculine logic happy, even if it's within us. If it makes my logic happy, I'm going to be okay with it. I can delve into my intuition and into my creativity and my feminine nurture as long as my masculine energy is not offended. And here I'm seeing that both feminine and masculine are being called upon to level up. Feminine is being called upon to not just trust logic and not to let logic be her limit. And masculine's being called upon to connect to his intuition, authentic connection. This is the King of Swords and the Star card, connecting to a higher self, a higher power, even if it's just within himself. So on a soul level, that's where our ascension progress is. Feminine energy is being called to take a step up, and masculine energy is being called to connect. So feminine energy is being called to step up in the 3D realm. The 3D realm is being called to step up. And the masculine energy is not being called to step up in the 3D realm. They're being called to step up in the 5D realm, to connect to higher intuitional guidance. I'm hoping I'm making sense there. Yes, and it's in our relationships to one another. Again, the first cards that came out was Lover's card and the Two of Cups. So Spirit is asking us this week, evaluate your own feminine masculine energy and your own feminine masculine relationships. Some of the questions that I see us evaluating and going forward is, how is my feminine energy feeling free to operate this week? And feminine energy can be creativity, nurturing, self-care, intuition, higher guidance, and a host of other things. And for masculine energy, how is my divine masculine energy connecting to a higher source, a higher power even within me, or connecting to information from beyond the veil? I'm seeing that in our 3D structures, that the divine masculine has been so focused in 3D, and now they're being called to actually access information from the 5D. And that can be a challenge. So it's important that we support one another. One way that if you're a woman and you're looking at this and you resonate with predominant feminine energy, your masculine energy is the energy that gets your life done. It allows you to send those emails, to clean that house, to plan that party, organize the bills, to go shopping, masculine energy, get your job done, go home, go to work, get everything done. So our masculine energy is saying, how can I bring divine information into this 3D thinking, this 3D routine? That's definitely what I'm feeling here as divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy within the soul level. Okay, so that's what's going on in the soul situation on a soul ascension progress. Our intuition, the cards just fell out because I keep talking. Our intuition is being called up higher and is asked to make small but slow steps forward into integrating into our lives. How can we integrate our intuition into our lives? I was just listening to a podcast from a book. It was actually an audio book, Energetic Selling and Marketing by Lanka, and I forget her name, but her name's Lanka. It's on Audible. And she says you can do an exercise where you sit down with yourself and you listen to your ego. You just write down all your fears, all your worries, all your what ifs, and then you release them to the universe. And then you sit down and listen to your higher self or your higher mind. And this is who am I when money and a public opinion is not an issue? What would I be doing? Who am I in my best self 1 year from now? If I could be anything in the world, who would I be? If I could do anything in the world, what would I do? That is your higher self. And the things that trickle in from that intuitive guidance is your higher self. And so you practice listening to the fears and releasing them. And you practice listening to the beautiful, this is who I really am when nobody's looking, dancing in the rain. What projects would I start? Who would I be on a daily basis if money and time wasn't an issue? That's like going to be the trickle of your higher self. I don't know. That was a tangent there for somebody. Connecting to, oh yes, Spirit's asking us to take slow steps forward to letting our higher self and our intuition integrate. And the intuition often comes with the feelings of, this is who I would be if money and time wasn't an issue. All right, now let's go ahead. I'm going to switch decks here. This is my Thelema deck for the soul progress. I'm going to add something to this. Now, if you've been watching my Facebook lives, thank you for your support. Sometimes the comments aren't coming up through Facebook until after. I'm not sure why, so I apologize if I don't see your comments there. We have Ethereal World here on YouTube in the Ascension preparation. How's the best way to call on our spirit guides? We will get to that question here in a minute. Thank you for your question and thank you for being here. What a great question. And there's more to it as well. But let me go ahead and do the World Ascension evolution process. And what do our spirit guides want to say? They don't want to use this one. They want to use this one. What do our spirit guides want to say about the evolution of the world? Now, this world that I'm referring to is the evolution of our systems, our structures, our leaders, our overall progress from the eyes of the cosmos, how the world on earth is actually doing in its ascension process. Now, do be aware, it might not be always very pretty, but I feel like my guides keep wanting to give us advice on how to navigate some of the scary news that trickles in. You might not even watch the news, but you as a person of light might feel the energy of the world and the collective that actually kind of gets uneasy. Because a lot of people are watching the news and we're all one. And so you might not be watching the news, but your neighbors might be watching the news and their energy, you can feel it. And so this is going to help us transmute any energy. And it doesn't have to be the news. It could be anything in that reality. But what can you tell us about the world ascension? Any messages for the world's progress in ascending? Thank you. Okay, we have here 10 of Pentacles, society, right here, 10 of Pentacles, society. Wheel of Fortune going through a major upheaval. Absolutely, absolutely. Justice, the legal work. Okay, and then we also have here the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. The energy coming in for the world is the system of the financial systems coming through, but then also an energetic system. So these are the two queens. Sometimes they represent systems to me when I pull on world events. The queens represent like the entire structure. Kings represent personal leaders to me, but the queens, when I pull on world systems, represents actual structures and the motherboard of the system. So we have the structure of finances and then the structure of energy. I'm hearing the words energy grid. Yeah, this is something about the energy. And it's not necessarily electricity or internet. It could be some sort of the energy of the world. And I just had a stink bug fly on me. That's so interesting. Okay, we're going to put him there. Yeah, and this is the system of society. The energy of society is changed. That's what that is. The energy of society. 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. The energy of the collective in the world as a whole. I'm seeing businesses, CEOs, not CEOs, but the businesses and the structures of major corporations. I'm seeing here the systems and the structure of how we do life. Like the economy, but the energy of the economy, not necessarily the economy. We have the energy of the economy, the energy of people within the economy. Very fascinating energy. We do have some of the financial, but with this card, I'm seeing banks, I'm seeing corporations and the finances here. So all of this, and if you could see my deck here, I have like the circle of the systems, and smack dab in the middle is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's under tremendous upheaval, but it's a good upheaval. It's a divine turning of events. It cannot be stopped. This is justice. Now with this justice card, I'm seeing divine cosmic councils of light, I guess you could say. I'm seeing Pallas Athena. And these divine cosmic councils of light are actually sort of laying the law down with this justice card. They have sort of said, Earth has cried to us. Earth has said, I want to ascend. Mother Earth is ascending. There are light workers and souls of people that have set the intention, we're going to grow spiritually. And it's like Pallas Athena and the Holy Spirit of divine Christ consciousness have come together, in many of them in the councils, and it says we're going to set the stage for specific karma to be balanced and for the earth to go in a specific direction. It's almost like they laid a policy down, a spiritual policy or a spiritual law, and said Earth's going to follow this trajectory because of specific humans, and the Earth itself has asked to be put onto this timeline. Because Earth and light workers have chosen a specific timeline, this is setting the energy of the collective and the energy of the finances and the economy into sort of a hullabaloo, if you could say. It's sort of like a grinding of the wheels to say, we got to catch up to this ascended timeline. We got to catch up to something, and it's messy. It's definitely a little bit messy. I want to ask here about the energy of the people concerning this. Interesting. We have the Three of Wands. There's an expansion here. What is this expansion? This growth, this looking to new horizons. The energy of the collective is like, I'm seeing it's like pulsating, like a bubble. It's just pulsating here. Should we be calling on specific angels or our designated spirit guides to aid with this process? And can we ask for specific types of upgrades? Nice question. Or do they just give you what they feel you need? That's a good question. That's a good question. I will get to that here in a minute. This pulsating energy that I'm seeing from spirit is like a birthing process. What can you tell me about this Three of Wands, this energy of the collective concerning the process of life in the world? Subconscious patterns. They're expanding out and breaking out of some subconscious patterns. This is the Eight of Swords. Interesting. And we have the King of Wands. What is this King of Wands? I'm seeing masculine energy. I'm seeing inspiration, creativity. What is this King of Wands here? The Moon card. Whoa. Okay. So remember I said kings represent leadership. So it wasn't just masculine energy. It is, but it's not male or female at this point. It's the leaders. And here's the corruption of specific leaders. So they're the energy of the collective is really fed up with all the lies, all the deception, all the limitations being placed on them by world leaders that aren't speaking the truth or that are corrupt. The energy of the collective is fed up with the corruption of any kind of leader that's oppressing them. And this is very subconscious, okay? This is a very intuitive, subconscious thing among the world, the energy here, the energy of civilization on Earth. They're kind of getting restless and they're not always seeing what exactly is the truth. And so they're frustrated with some of their leaders. This is a result of the Cosmic Council of Light saying, we're going to put you on a timeline that's for your best and highest good. And some things might get messy. You might get restless. You might be looking for more truth. You're looking for stability in world leaders or in governors or even city councilmen. You're looking for authenticity. And right now, we're being assisted by the cosmic karmic board of light to balance it all out. We need some guidance here with the collective. What messages from the cosmos? Messages from the cosmos cards. How do we navigate this energy, this restless energy that we feel concerning the world's ascension here? Be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. Being true to yourself what I'm seeing here is that as people of light began being true to their desires, true to their plans, true to who they want to be, these people of light have literally sent like a beacon to the atmosphere, a beacon to the universe, a beacon to God, a beacon to the source consciousness of light where we come from. And this beacon is like helping to set the intention of we are going to be authentic no matter what, because we're exhausted when we're not authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. So this message here is saying your authenticity has manifested some of the ickiness in the world right now, because whatever is not authentic might be exposed. So Spirit's saying just be authentic to your desires, be authentic to who you are as a light being, be authentic to who you are. And this authenticity is going to continue to set the stage for the cosmic intentions of light to continue moving the Earth's ascension where it needs to be. Individual authenticity is some of the most important guidance we can give to ourselves at this time, and we can be as a light post for others. Authenticity, being true to yourself, being true to joy, being true to your happiness, being true to your self-care, being true to love and light, being true to facing whatever we need, even if it's our own darkness, being authentically true and authentic to say, I'm willing to face whatever is really there. All right, so those are the guidances from Spirit for the next 7 days concerning our soul's ascension and the world's evolution. And the guidance would be there is continue being authentic to your inner true self. Bring your intuition into your everyday 3D life, and bring your divine masculine, divine feminine energy into connection and freedom to truly be who you really are. All right, so we have several questions here today. Thank you for your questions here. I am taking questions here for a donation to support my work and to go on a trip to England. And I am happy to see you. Ethereal World. I hope I said that right. And then we have Anti-Gravitish. We have in the house, and Shauna Gravity-ish. I love it. Anti-Gravity-ish. And then Shauna, welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone here. If you're on Facebook and commenting, for some reason, I can't see your comments. So I apologize about that. If you would like to find me on my YouTube channel, it is World News Tarot. Okay. So we have several questions here. In the Ascension preparation, how is the best way to call on our spirit guides? How is the best way to call on our spirit guides? And then guide for upgrades, downloads that can help us deal with the immense changes that are happening around us. Okay, let's do, should we be calling? Okay, so we'll put that question together. How is the best way to call on our spirit guides? And should we be calling on specific angels or our designated spirit guides to aid with this process? That's a really good question here. Now, I'm going to pull some cards from Spirit. I'm going to pull my angel deck, actually. And then I'm going to share with you what I do. And as always, every person's unique way of connecting to Spirit will be unique. There's not going to be any right or wrong way unless it actually resonates with you. What guidance can you give us? Do we connect to specific guides, or do we connect to specific angels and their names? Now, if you joined me at the beginning of this live, I did call on some specific angels, but that's also because I connect to them on a daily basis they're within my spirit team. So let's see what Spirit says. How do we connect to you, Spirit? How do we connect to specific guides? Or, interesting. There is a lot of deception. We have the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords here. There can be a lot of conflict with connecting to guides if you don't do it where it resonates with you. Okay, we have here, you have to be your own best guide in connecting to your spirit guides. You are the one, King of Pentacles, you are the one that can make the ultimate decision of how you connect to your spirit guides. However, there is a way to expand their presence in your life. Here's the expansion. And the expansion is an independent call, an independent look at things. So this is what I do. I like to always set the intention for a presence, and I use words that mean to me the highest vibrations of love and light. For me, when I first started, it was the presence of the great I am. I came from a Christian background, and I wanted to make sure that I was still in aligning with my, you could say, my ego self, with something that connected me to a place of safety. You want your vibration to feel safe. The other thing that I said was Christ consciousness, because I come from the Christian background. Christ resonated with me. But some of you might connect to the words, my spirit guides of the highest love and light, because that's what makes you feel safe. Now, I did practice on connecting to special spirit guides within my team. And some of the best way that you can do it is to actually sing their name. That's one way that I do it. I will sing their name, and I will actually, like, Archangel Michael, but it's a personal thing, and I do it to connect. I have heard this. The word archangel is a message to the higher realms that you are asking for only love and light. However, I would constantly verbalize out loud your intention to connect to spirit guides, because spirit here came up. It is possible to connect to, number one, mischievous spirits or your ego or something that you want to hear. So I would recommend getting into a place where you feel safe, you feel love, and you feel joy, because that's going to be the energy field around you. From then, you can decide what you want to call upon. You can say it as a presence like Holy Spirit. You can call upon your higher self. You can call upon a specific angel or just your spirit guides. But I'm getting here, it has to be unique to you, and it has to be a vibration that feels right to you as well. It has to feel safe. I hope that answered your question. I know that's not specific, but that's the best guidance I feel coming through, because it's going to be unique for every single person. Okay, the next question is a guide for upgrades or downloads that can help us deal with immense changes that are happening around and within us. And I'm going to put this question here along with, can we ask for specific types of upgrades, or do they just give you what they feel you need? Okay, so guidance for upgrades to deal with the changes. Can you give us guidance on how to ask, connect, or receive downloads and upgrades to help us with life? Thank you. Guidance for upgrades and downloads. Okay, so we have the High Priestess energy coming in immediately here. And then we have emotional and internal energy. This is telling me here that your higher self is what decides what's best for you. Whenever I see the High Priestess card, to me, she speaks to me about our higher self. This is the higher self that's in charge of our soul contract, but we work that higher self. It's like our higher mind, our higher consciousness. It works with our spirit guides, and it never, like everything, our goal is to have everything come through our higher self. We don't want to just receive a download from a random spirit being. We don't want to just receive a download from a random entity. We really got to make sure and set the intention that it comes through our higher self. That being said, it's going to come in steps. It's going to come little by little. I really feel that most of our higher selves are going to give us downloads based on what we can emotionally handle and based on the increments we can handle. Like the level of increments our physical and our emotional body can handle. The message I'm getting from here is our higher self decides what downloads we get. The higher self decides, interesting, and it's sort of the gateway, the portal to the cosmic light waves, light codes. It is an independent choice point for us as souls on earth and our physicality. I hope that makes sense there. And it says here, downloads that can help us with immense changes. Okay, so let's add on to this live. Can we ask for specific types of upgrades to help us with the changes, or is it going to be all intuitive with our higher self? Can we ask for specific? Should we ask for specific upgrades? Okay, so we're getting the stress card coming out. This is the mental stress. And then we have a lot of people's opinions here. A lot of people's opinions, and then we have a lot of just deceptive and kind of confusing thoughts and opinions about asking for upgrades. So the message coming in from here is you don't really want to ask for anything if you're stressing about something. If you're stressing about something, you're going to attract energy that matches that stress level. So the best way, let's ask the best way to overcome the immense changes we're feeling. So if you ask for an upgrade to help me deal with this, it's going to attract energy on that level of vibration. So let's just get clarity here, because this is an interesting concept here. Great question. Lack, higher self, lots of options. Okay, your higher self knows exactly what to do for every piece of unique energy coming at you. So what I would ask for is, I call upon my higher self to give me all the strength, the downloads, the information I need to keep ascending. Does that make sense? Asking your higher self to make the decision for you is probably the best way to do it, because if you're stressing about changes or emotions or thoughts going through your head, you might, in your ego, in your self-protection mode, our ego, my ego, I'm like, oh, I need this and I need this. And that's just my ego kind of like flailing, trying to gain control. So I would recommend here with the cards that asking your higher self, I don't know what I need, but I call upon my higher self, Christ energy, Holy Spirit, whatever resonates with you, but I call upon my higher mind to help me navigate this situation. And then leaving it in the hands of the universe is going to be powerful, because you're manifesting, right? You're leaving the how and you're just letting the flow of the universe be with you. Does that make sense? Okay. Do you subscribe to the idea that we need to call on fractals of our soul back to ourselves as the sole point source of our soul before ascension is possible? And how can and should this be done? So I was involved. Thank you for your question. Great question. I was involved in the charismatic church before I left and kind of entered the spiritual world, but I learned so much there. And in that world, we learned about demons and angels and energy within bodies. And there was something they called soul fragmentation. And that was when a person became traumatized in life and a piece of their soul split. Now, they didn't believe in past lives. They didn't believe in previous incarnations. They believed that this is all we have, but they did teach soul fragmentation. And anytime there was a traumatic event, it could have been a car crash as a child. It could have been a broken heart as a teenager. It could have been a divorce as an adult. Anytime something was tragic and it wasn't healed properly, a piece of the soul kind of like separated, or a piece of the energy field would separate to preserve that, so that it wouldn't be too hard on the ego. So like preserved the energy in another location. Anyway, many times when they would go to cast out something, let's say somebody was having horrible nightmares and people thought it was a demon attacking them at night, and then the demon wouldn't leave. And I don't want to get into it, but the demons would come up into the consciousness of the person and actually start speaking, and the person would lose consciousness and forget what was happening, and we'd be talking to an entity, or it was an energy, an intelligent energy of some sort. And there are times when the demon just was so stubborn, and when it decided to come out, it would cough, it would spit, it would burp, it would throw up. And there would be a lot of manifestations like that. But sometimes the demon or that energy would leave the person. And that's when we had to investigate and say, is this energy attached to that piece of trauma that's hanging out? And then they begin, I call all parts of this person's soul back to him. I heal it. Now I added with I kind of went a little rebellious, and I began bringing in Holy Spirit much more deeper into just casting out demons. And I would say I bring in Holy Spirit to heal and to balance the soul. We've had miracles. People get healed. I've had backs straightened, jaws straightened, because we cast out this evil energy, this negative energy. there were spirits in someone's womb, and we had to heal it, bring Holy Spirit in. But the concept of bringing back parts of your soul is very important, because we have to understand our full potential as body, soul, spirit. We are energy. We are intelligent energy. We're not just a physical body. So let's go ahead and ask, do you subscribe? Yes, I do. Now, as the sole point of source of our soul before ascension is possible, I do believe true ascension is going to happen when all parts of our soul are intact. But, and let me pull cards here. Okay, we're getting a yes card. Yes. Okay, we're getting karma, but slow moving, slow progressing, balanced karma. So what I'm getting here is, unless you're going to do a tremendous timeline shift where you jump a timeline and your soul's completely intact, it's looking like karma does work by being balanced slowly. And this karma is considered, to me, the balancing and the bringing all parts of our souls back. It does not have to happen all at once. But with this card, it's telling me it can happen to some people all at once, where your soul is just intact. You have your memories, and even if you don't have conscious memories, your soul's with you in your energy field. But for some people, I do believe it can be a slower process where you call it back to yourself little by little. How and should this calling back of the soul to ourself? We have the Queen of Wands and the Conflict. Interesting. The Queen of Wands is using your intuition, and it's going to come through those points of areas in your life where you see conflict. So, for example, your intuition is going to tell you something's not right in this area of my life, and it's going to allow you to heal yourself. So look for what areas of your life are currently out of balance or in conflict. That's one way to know when to call our soul back to us. And it's using your intuition. You can know it when there's conflict in your life. What else can you tell us about when and how to call the soul back to us? Star card, your higher self is in charge of this as well. Your higher self alchemizes some of the heavy energies that's keeping your soul from coming back to itself. Again, as we were taught in the Christian community, the soul fragmentation was keeping negative energy in that person's life. And when you brought pieces of that soul, and it could be something as simple as speaking to the little girl that was in that car accident, you're safe now, you're okay, we heal you, we bring the presence of life and light back to you. It could be something simple like a hug and crying and saying, I didn't know I was so afraid of cars. Da, 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 da. And it's just a beautiful mess of tears and snotty noses. It can be as simple as that. Or it could be something where our higher self says, we're going to work and clear this energy in the background. Transition. Yeah, a lot of the soul comes back in through transition, through automatic. Can we call our soul back to us? Is it wise to verbally call our soul back to us? Healing. The Lover's card. Oops, let me show you. Healing, Temperance card, the Lover's card, the Empress card, and the Rising above. So I'm getting the message here. Calling your divine feminine energy in and your divine masculine energy in will be the fastest way. Focusing on your femininity and focusing on your masculine energy and healing those two areas, bringing them into balance, will be the fastest way to get your soul back into a high vibration and balanced once again. So take it as it resonates, but focusing on your inner child, focusing on, we have the Empress card, your inner child, and focusing on your masculine and feminine energy. So calling in your feminine energy and calling in your masculine energy and asking for your inner child to be healed is some of the best ways from the cards to bring your soul back to you. But we did learn in the church community that you can say, I call my soul back to me. I have done that. I have definitely done that. Okay, so let's go ahead to the next question. Good evening, Ruth. Hi, Shauna. May I ask, what is the role of money in the financial system in this process of ascension? And what might that look like in the next 1 to 5 years? Good question. What is the role of money and the financial system in the process of ascension in the next 5 years? Y'all are stretching me to my max. I love it. Financial system and ascension. Woo, a slow but worldwide change. Knight of Pentacles with the World card. And this is, I'm hearing the words divine timing. This is years. Interesting. I'm definitely seeing a year to 5 years. Interesting, because I keep seeing the word 5. So Spirit is highlighting what it's going to look like in 5 years. It's going to be a slow and steady process. Nine of Swords, stressful. 10 of Cups, but very fulfilling. Oh, and the 9 of Swords is upside down, y'all. This is really good news because that means there's going to be a slow and steady progress that's going to begin reversing the stress of the economy in the next 5 years. The 10 of Cups is upright, and this is going to be, you're going to find it easier and easier and easier to access your heart's desire when it comes to your wealth and your finances. And we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is emotion. So the emotions are going to slowly change in the next 5 years. Further clarity. And the emotions concerning money is going to become much more balanced and stable. Why is this going to be an improvement? I know it's going to be improvement, but I'm curious about what's ascending, what the world's ascending into. Knight of Pentacles. The leadership of money is going to change. Once again, Kings represents the leaders of money. And then 5 of Wands, conflict, some icky energy here. And the Hermit card, secrets and higher wisdom. Something with, I'm hearing the words higher wisdom, but secret wisdom. What is this? Leaderships are going to be in conflict in the next 5 years. Financial leaders are going to be in the most conflict. For the ordinary everyday people, it's going to get emotionally easier for us to manifest our financial desires. But there's something here about wisdom coming through, the Hermit card, and it's secretive wisdom. What is this? 9 of Cups, a wish. Strength. Oh, this is a new system. Strength card, a graceful but new way of doing things financially. A wish, a desire, and an upgrade. So there's going to be an upgraded financial system of some sort that has already been put into motion in a desire format. So I feel that this system is already built. It's already kind of in the minds of some of the world leaders. And over the next 5 years, they're going to start gracefully but calmly, and I do hear the words forcefully, they're going to start putting the system into practice, and it's a better system for humanity concerning finances and money. I'm seeing that most of the stress is going to be those that are the big bankers, the big corporations, those that are really high up into money. But those of us here in the playing field are going to have an easier time manifesting our desires. This is good news. That is what's happening in the next 1 to 5 years. It's going to be slow, though. It's going to be a slow shift. All right, I noted you've referenced Athena at the same time as Christ, so she still exists. What role does Athena play in Ascension? Are there other deities from that pantheon that still exist and are benevolent? So, yes. Athena is so the way ascended beings work is they normally have lived a human life. And then they ascend. So like we're trying to ascend. But then once they ascend, they enter the 5D realm and they become saints. And from the biblical term, saints. And they become ascended masters. And they actually stay in 5D. They're immortal, sort of like Saint Germain. They become immortal. But then they stay with the earth and they help the earth. So Jesus was one of those ascended masters and those saints, Apostle Paul, and they do it. Now, from that level of 5D, when they can be immortal, they then keep ascending. And they keep ascending. This is the way I've learned it, though. Okay, so you take it as it resonates. They keep ascending, and they become a higher cosmic being. So the next level of beings would be like angels or gods and goddesses, but they would be the next level of star beings that assist the ascended masters who assist the earth. And so it's just an older soul who has gone higher and higher and higher, more powerful in their ascension process. Many of us as humans from the past saw gods and deities as like almost like this is the one true God, let's bow down and worship them. But really that was just humanity's way of connecting to the divine, when really there's a lot of spiritual beings that assist humanity. A lot of spiritual beings serve God or source consciousness. There's just a whole lot of levels. There's the ascended masters, angels, archangels, and then they even go into thrones and dominions and principalities. This is all esoteric Christian perspective. So you take it as it resonates. And in some of these thrones and these dominions are the gods, and humanity call them gods, like the one true God that can destroy me or build me up. So these gods and goddesses were often revered as the one true God, and really is just their point of contact to connecting to them. So they are, so concerning Pallas Athena, she's actually works according to what people have connected to her and channeled from her. From what I see is she works with Archangel Michael and the Ascended Master King Arthur, and they have the blue ray and the sword of truth, and she holds the scales, and she works on the karmic board of humanity and helps balance karma and the earth's karma for the ascension of humanity. So that's just a really quick description of her, but she works with source consciousness. I do believe that she is of Christ's energy to get to this level of guidance over the earth. Christ consciousness is the energy of it was known as the sun, but the energy of Christ that comes from source consciousness, and this is evolutionary creative life force. So the creative life force, in order to keep ascending, you have to be in Christ consciousness. Now, if an entity does not ascend, it can devolve, but it stays in the astral realm. And this astral realm has to have an energy source that's not Christ, so it feeds off of humanity. Does that make sense? So like the different deities that are dark, and they feed off the energy of souls, and the matrix, they kind of are really into sucking things dry. And they're like energy vampires. So that's their source of energy. They have to feed on some sort of life source, so they feed on humanity's energy. That's just how I learned it with Christ consciousness. I hope that makes sense. I don't understand it all, but Pallas Athena is a very powerful energy. I have connected to her, and she is the energy of, she will speak the truth. She does not play with this toxic patriarchal, and by that I mean the toxic matrix of the darker entities that try to be all masculine and ignore the feminine. And this is totally astral. It's not nothing to do with female and male, but it has to do with that patriarchal toxic energy that's been controlling the world. She is also in conflict with the dark mother or the dark Madonna energy, that of the dark divine feminine. I'm not saying like the black moon Lilith, but I'm saying like dark negative feminine energy. So she definitely is an offset to that energy. It's very powerful energy that she has. And I sometimes don't even connect to her because she is so powerful and I don't always feel worthy. But yeah, I usually go to her through my higher self and with Archangel Michael, because he works with her, but he's like closer to humanity than she is. She's like on the karmic board of the earth. That's how I understand it anyway. Okay. There are other deities. Yes, there are other deities. I'm not familiar with all of them. I have connected to Hathor and Isis. And I know there's a lot of myths concerning them, but I've been learning about them more than anything. I would highly recommend that you only connect to anything through your higher self, and that you do hold any energies at arm's length and just get to know them. You never have to turn yourself over to any being of light. You never have to listen to what they say. You never have to follow anything any outside source tells you, unless it resonates with you, because a being of light will never tell you something that goes against what you want or against your free will. They will always give advice and let you make the decision. And that's one way I know when something's ascended, is when they can give information and then let you sit with it for as long as you need to. They never force and pressure. And if you don't do this, you're going to be punished. Or if you don't do this, you need to do this tomorrow. That's a mischievous spirit. You really have to develop a relationship with spirit guides. Thanks for your answers. Is there a point to try to remember or reconnect with our past lives or ancestors? I have read that I need to heal my entire family's line karma before ascension is possible. You are the healer just by being yourself. That's the message I'm hearing here, is you don't need to worry about other people's soul's history. You are the healer. And when you heal, it just sets an energetic, automatic healing process. Is there a point to remember to connect to our past lives or our ancestors? Let's pull cards. I'm seeing here the answer that's coming through is ask your higher self to reveal it to you as you're ready. The higher self, your inner intuition, is your safest guide. It is the safest. And I have been in the church community where I was supposed to listen to Holy Spirit, and a mischievous entity came in and lied through their teeth to me. I have cried myself for years to sleep, knowing that I possibly heard wrong, and how could I ever hear right again? I've been down the path of hearing wrong, and the best path that I've decided is my higher self, my connection to divinity. If it doesn't come through my inner sense of knowing, my inner peace, I will not interact with it. And that's the safest way to ask for anything. Can you, as a higher self, show me what past lives I need to work on or how to heal them? But let's get further guidance. Yeah. Okay, so here's your higher self. I can't make this up. This card came up in the middle, but surrounding it is conflict and energy conflict. So verbal conflict and energetic conflict. So just a little bit messy, but it's surrounding your higher self. And in the past, or in the top energy, is the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. And where you're going into is your authentic inner self, your King of Swords, the truest part of you. So the message that I'm getting is being confirmed. Your higher self knows how to handle and knows which conflict the best needs to be resolved to get you to your true authentic self and to get downloaded into your body. It's just interesting because
alert from low battery.
A point, and my battery is about to die. A point here is to reconnect with our past lives or ancestors, is to always ask for your higher self to bring it in. And your higher self knows any of the clearing that needs to happen concerning your subconscious patterns or anything in your past history. Okay, one more quick question because my computer's about to die. Can you tell us more about the Karmic Board of Humanity? Are they working with the Galactic Federation of Light? Should we be trying to connect with either of them? Okay, let me go get my computer cord because this is going to be a while. Okay, so my computer cord was right here. So this works out well. All right. So the Karmic Board of Humanity, I don't completely know much about it. And my YouTube video was paused. Okay. Does that work? And I think my Facebook just went out. I apologize, y'all. Thank you for your patience. All right. So some of the things that I'm seeing here is that the Karmic Board of Humanity is deeply connected to governing the Akashic records of Earth. And the Akashic records of Earth contain everything of Earth as a spirit being, but then also everything of Earth as the souls of humanity on Earth. So we all have a book of life in the Bible. And it says in the book of Revelation, and the books were opened, and everything that people did in the books were read. And then it talks about the book of life. So there's the book of life, and then books of individual people. And this is a reference to the Akashic records of Earth, and the Akashic records of the souls of humanity. In my understanding of the Karmic Board, is they oversee, and I want to say Christ Jesus. He's a teacher of Earth. He's not on the Karmic Board. Who else is on the Karmic Board? Pallas Athena, there, Lady Nada. Lady Nada. She's a divine feminine energy. Very interesting. And I think Krishna is in the teacher side of humanity. Jesus and Krishna are in the Jesus side. Kuthamai is in the Jesus side. But there's 2 or 3 divine feminine energies on the Karmic Board. And there's several other masters as well. It could be something that starts with S. Sananda is Jesus's soul name. Anyway, I don't know exactly who's on the Karmic Board. I'll have to do my research on that. But I do know from what I've seen is the Karmic Board holds a record of the Earth and a record of all the Akashic records of humanity. And so if you could imagine a giant library or a giant energy field that contains all information of Earth and all information of humanity, all of our past, all of our negative, all of our positive. And then it's like, as extremely ascended beings, they can see what needs to be balanced because we live in a 3D world. So what's produced has to come back. So they can kind of see what needs to be balanced. And the way I see councils of light is they set an intention. And they set the intention as a light code or a beam in our 3D reality, a beam over Earth that says, okay, we need to balance out the energy of World War II on Earth. The energy of World War II created a tremendous karmic imprint into Earth's Akashic field. A lot of people died. A lot of soul contracts were taken out early. A lot of people didn't fulfill their life plan because millions died. So they then set an intention of light to balance it out. I don't know how they do it, but that's how powerful these ascended beings are, is they can bring light to the Earth to heal it. But they have to do it in a way that doesn't disrupt our free will. And they have to do it in a way that works with the will of humanity to heal it. So it's almost like they set an intention and say, we're going to put this idea into people's leaders to create this kind of system that helps keep the world free and peaceful. And we as humanity have to adopt that light code or that information or that divine inspiration to help balance the earth. And when gold is stolen, like there's a lot of word that the gold isn't in Fort Knox in the United States, and like that produces a karmic influx. If someone stole gold over a nation, that produces a karmic imbalance. And so they have to put ideas and inspiration into the minds of leaders to bring that gold back, and they have to put it to its rightful people, rightful nation, to balance that karma. So that's how I see cosmic karmic boards work, is they feed information to humanity, and humanity's job is to pick up that divine inspiration and implement it to balance out the imbalance that had been created by humanity. So it's like we as humanity, we mess it up, we have to fix it. But on the cosmic board of karma, they can get the plan and then download it to us. That's how I understand the cosmic board and the karmic board. Are they working with the Galactic Federation of Light? Should we be trying to connect with either of them? I do call the angelic realm good galactics, but I have pulled cards on some galactics, and there has been like an information overload at times where some of the astral entities of dark are trying to present themselves as galactics. So I think in the past 20 years, things got really, really messy with the whole channeling. That's just my opinion, because I have pulled on some, and not all of them are authentic. So should we try to connect with them? I would say connect right now, because things are really messy in the astral realm. The astral negative energies are trying to get control of the timeline. The cosmic board of karma is trying to get positive ideas in. And so there's a tremendous influx of information coming to humanity, trying to steer Earth in its ascension process. So I highly recommend, with me, I only connect through my higher self and to my immediate spirit guides. And if I do feel an energy of like Pallas Athena coming in, I say only with my higher self and Archangel Michael. Only with the guides I know. You want to connect to me, you have to come through my inner peace, my higher self, my guides. I want nothing that my spirit guides of love and light won't allow to come to me. I hope that helps. Of course, with any of this is just my opinion. Please take it as it resonates. On our path towards ascension, should we still anticipate any mass extinction event like the world's poles flipping? I assume wars will still exist, but hopefully we are not headed toward World War III. That's a great question. I assume wars will still exist. Okay, let's go ahead here and just ask Spirit. Do you have any concerns that we should be aware of, Spirit team? Whenever I connect to, like with you all, I spend at least 15 minutes before the live connecting to my guides and my inner self. They really like me to get quiet so that my ego doesn't get in. That's very important, but I'm still learning that whole process. So anything that I pull, please take it as it resonates with you. What can you tell us about any mass extinction events? Do we need to be concerned? Temperance card. Healing, alchemy, balance on the world scale, and a surrender. A surrender to anything that would have been extinction. I think that there was a time in the past when an extinction event was possible. But this 10 of cards, 10 of swords, is saying no longer. It's over. Something has taken control over the ascension process of Earth on a higher cosmic level. Justice. Yeah, that karmic board set the tone for saying you will not destroy humanity. And I believe there was a message from these ascended beings like Pallas Athena and Lady Nada and Krishna. I don't know why he had divine feminine, he had divine energy that mentored Christ, Jesus Christ, when he was on earth. These energies have sort of gone to war in heaven and said, it was an intention war, like light code against dark intention, light intentions versus evil intention. And they basically overcame any evil intentions for Earth and set it like a streamline of coding that said the Earth will not be extinct. This was already determined. Queen of Swords, cutting away, cut off, truth, disclosure, and a new Earth. Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. No, from any of these cards, we are no longer on the timeline, at least those of us who are watching and that are connected to our inner light. Those light beings, we're on a timeline where we are not in danger of an Earth extinction. Are we headed towards World War III? We have victory. And we have slow, steady movement toward world partnerships. No. It almost looks here like World War III was already finished. The war's been won. And that we're moving, a lot of nations are making slow and steady movements to partnerships. The hearts of nations really want world peace, especially people coming into power. But it's their higher self. So their higher self has to be downloaded. Multiple channelers have indicated that Earth will split into 3D and 5D, essentially splitting families with some folks ascending to a new world like a rapture, and the rest will be left behind. And that stink bug just flew through my hair. And the rest will be left behind. So what can you tell us about the coming rapture? Will there be a physical world split? Or will it be an energetic split? What can you tell us about the rapture? Are we even going to have one? What can you tell us about a 3 and a 5D split? Is this true? I have heard of that as well. Earth, Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Sun card, that's positive. Chariot, timeline shift, a moving forward, a change of events. King of Swords. We're definitely getting a timeline shift coming in. But I'm not getting a split of people. I'm getting Earth. I'm getting humanity. I'm getting authentic selves. But what is this? Home, Earth, energy, karma, 6 of Cups, the past. A balancing out of karma. Spirit, what is this message? It's something saying here about on the emotional level and in our higher self level. But I'm not getting anything that says, thank you. It's definitely going to be a new Earth. And I am getting a split of some kind. But it's more on the emotional level. It's more on the level of authenticity and how you do things than it is on an actual separation of families. I'm getting the home, and I am getting some sort of past energy here. So past decisions, or the Six of Cups is representing to me a child energy, and then we are getting a balance of karma here, a balancing of the earth realm, and a new beginning. So I do not have a complete answer for you concerning that, but I do have this. So I'm just going to tell you with what I've got. There is going to be a new beginning on earth involving a major timeline shift. I believe certain souls are going to fade out or balance their karma. I do believe that. And I believe that something in the earth is going to change its vibration that affects us in our core level. It's an energy of the earth that's going to shift. So what I'm seeing here is it's not so much that our 3D world splits and all of a sudden I don't talk to my mom and you don't talk to your dad and your kids are here. And no, it's more like the core vibration of earth is going to change. And that's going to produce an energy field that's like a different timeline. And in this timeline, people are either going to balance out their karma and they're going to become more ascended, or I'm getting that they're going to have to come back in as a child. Interesting. I'm just going to leave that there because it is definitely complicated and I feel like I need to go into a deeper meditation to get the answer for that. But that's a good question. We definitely have a new beginning of the earth in some way. I hope that our recent timeline shifts means that much that has been written about in Revelation and Ezekiel will not come to transpire. Hopefully we've avoided an apocalypse. Any idea? I've had that same thought. Like, was the book of Revelation a possible timeline that we were being warned about that we needed to go away from? I've also had the thought that the book of Revelation was the timeline we were in, and that we're going into the timeline where Christ consciousness rules the earth. Okay, first I got to clear the energy of this deck. Spirit guides, Christ consciousness, I invite you in. And I think we're going to end with this last question. Thank you so much to all of you for commenting here. This has been so much fun. Spirit teams, Christ consciousness, what can you tell us about the book of Revelation? Are we headed for an apocalypse? Is it a different timeline? Is there anything we need to know in this present time? Oh, okay. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is an independent. We have the Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Wands rising above it. And then the blocked card, something that was hindered or blocked. King of Wands, this is definitely new energy. And Eight of Wands, tremendous energy applied. I believe that it was blocked. I believe that something catastrophic was hindered, and some of it involved tremendous energy from possibly even divine beings. Christ consciousness, inner divine Christ consciousness came to earth, and that is what created us to go into an independent timeline that's slightly different from the one in Revelation. I am getting that there was some events on a trajectory that were blocked, and that we have gone in independent way. I heard that Gaia is leaving Earth. Do you know anything about this? I'm not sure what we can do this without her. Gaia, I've not studied Gaia. I know that she is an ascended being, and I believe that she's with Earth. the earth is actually, I do know, according to esotericism and according to the psychics that have been looking, such as Edgar Cayce and Rudolf Steiner, those that have been looking psychically at the earth, as well as studying it from an esoteric Christian and Eastern perspective, the Eastern religions, they say the earth is actually ascending into a star. She's becoming an intelligent being. And when Jesus came to earth and he died on the cross, he sacrificed, it was like a contract with earth and humanity that we were going to ascend together. So that's the esoteric teaching of Jesus dying on the cross and resurrection. Like earth, his blood fell into the ground. It was like a contract, a covenant of earth and humanity ascending together. And that just brings me a lot of joy when I learn about that. Okay, Mother Gaia. Is Gaia staying with Earth? Okay, I just heard the words. She's got a lot of work to do. We have the higher self card, the ascension card, and the work. Yeah, no, I don't think that might have been an option for her. King of Earth. She's a guide to Earth. She's contracted to Earth. She's not leaving. She's helping us ascend. So if there is something in intuitives that say Mother Earth or Gaia is ascending from Earth or leaving it, it could be that she's going higher in ascension and Earth has to follow her. And those on Earth have to follow her. But then that kind of trajectory of timeline that might descend from Earth, it might feel like Earth is leaving. But if there is a timeline where Earth goes a negative technology, hypotechnology way, transhumanism, and we cut out the human soul aspect, and we cut out the divine feminine, and we do everything in test tubes. If there is a trajectory of time where Earth could go that way, then yeah, I think Gaia would separate. So that could be what intuitives are. But I do believe that there's a part of Earth that chose to ascend, and Gaia is staying with her. All is well. All is well with Earth. She's ascending. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. This was fascinating. You had amazing questions. Check out at 6 p.m. on Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing a World News Tarot Q&A, and we're going to do world leaders' names. It's going to be for entertainment purposes, all alleged. I have to say that because we're not doing anything where we do any accusations or anything. We're just going to read the energy of world leaders. And I really hope that you all can put names in the chat and help me with that because, check out my video that I did with the Can Tarot Cards Read World Energy. And I talk a little bit about the history of suppressing tarot and why world leaders would not want tarot to be on the earth, or why the negative entities, the astral entities, wouldn't want tarot. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for this cool reading. Thank you. I appreciate it. This was amazing, and you guys are amazing people. So much love and light. See you on March 1st. Yes, see you on March 1st. Until next time. Bye.